Hello everyone and welcome to Total War Through the Ages. In this episode, we will start off by capturing this settlement from the Brutii. We will also then be looking to capture several more, and we are rapidly on our way to the end of this series, or not the end of the series, rather the end of the game. As you saw there, we have 4 regions left to capture, and then we will achieve the victory conditions and complete Rome Total War. So, kind of doing some prep work for that. We have our one army in the north that's kind of prepped to capture the Bretonnian village. We have an army that we're preparing for the fleet to send on a fleet to attack the Ireland settlement, since that would also be a fairly easy one to take. We, of course, have this army here, which is, well, actually, that's not to take capture the settlement. We did prevent the Scipii from. They were in the middle of besieging our city, and so we attacked them and forced them to retreat so that they would have to break the siege. So that will give us some more time. And here we have the Brutii attacking our one settlement here, which they've attacked several times now. But, well, no, I'm sorry. This is not the one they've attacked several times. I think they have attacked this one, but not several times. I was thinking the one slightly to the south and west. But here we go. So, in this battle, I tried something different because the enemy had artillery, so I was going to try and kind of go outside. I was thinking I wanted to go outside and contest the outside of the walls, because I knew that the enemy with their artillery would be able to relatively easily just break down the walls and pour on through, and they'd be a lot harder to defend. And they outnumbered me by a decent amount. And I didn't have nearly as good of quality units. I only had 2 units of legionaries. The rest are all early legionaries. No Praetorians or Urbans. So I'm sending my cavalry out, as well as 2 units of early legionaries. Which the idea here is that they're going to try and go for the enemy artillery, kind of contest the enemy advance and go for the artillery and all that. So over here we have the siege tower coming off on the left side. I was really hoping that that would get burned by our fire arrows from the towers. However, that was not to happen. And now my goal here was, I was really hoping that my cavalry would be able to kill this artillery unit completely, because if they completely wiped out the artillery unit, that would make this siege relatively easy. However, they weren't quite able to finish them off. They do get a decent amount of damage in, but it's not quite enough. We get a few kills and they do rout, but unfortunately they are able to actually, their enemy general routed my cavalry, and then their unit of artillery rallies and remans the artillery and continues to destroy our walls, which was very annoying. I contemplated sending the legionaries to try and finish the job, but I thought they were going to just be too outnumbered over here. I was a little bit worried, so I was like, you know what, we're going to just retreat back. I also saw that the ram was destroyed, and at this point I didn't know that the enemy artillery, I thought that the enemy artillery might be destroyed, so I was like, okay, we're going to go ahead and pull our guys back inside, because, like, hey, the ram got destroyed, but as you saw there, well, nope, the artillery is still operational. Unfortunately, enough of the guys survived to be able to man it back, using both catapults. So our cavalry did take some damage, but they're still decent strength. They'll still be useful. Meanwhile, the siege tower almost made it to the walls, and then all of a sudden they just left it. And I was like, wait, what? Why are they doing that? I was so confused. I'm like, why are they just running away? And I was like, okay, they decided to pour all their units into the wall. I kind of skipped that part where they breached the walls, but they breached the walls and they just decided to pour their entire force in through this one breach. Kind of weird. Not really. It's a pretty bad idea. So I'm able to I just pour in all my infantry pretty much, and actually the unit and our one unit cavalry I actually positioned over there. But I end up pulling all our guys in and just getting everyone down into that breach, to try and just hold them back. Now, what I ended up doing is I ended up taking my general and 1 unit of infantry. I believe it's the 1 unit of legionaries, but I'm not sure. But I take 1 unit of infantry and my general out of the gate, that you're about to see here, to get behind the enemy and flank them. So that was that seemed to work pretty well. As you see, yep, here I am bringing my general out. I do have a couple guys standing outside the gate. That's kind of weird. The AI does funny things, what can we say? And I was like, okay, so I definitely want my general to go for the enemy artillery. However, the enemy general is also there, and I was also thinking, man, having a good cavalry charge in the flank of that of their main force that's trying to force their way through the breach, that would actually work pretty well. So I was kind of a little bit concerned about just sending my general in for the artillery, because I thought their general might come in. Now at this point, I haven't enveloped them yet because they my left side here was weak, but the rest of my guys are now getting off the walls, and we're going to be able to come in. I was very proud of my infantry that were able to hold that breach for quite a while. As you see, the enemy general comes up and attacks my general, but I get my 1 unit of early legionaries out the gate in time to kind of block them off, or block him off, block the enemy general, and then I'm going to circle my general back around and charge in from the flank. Just doing a quick check on the breach here. Now we got our guys in. We're going to just start charging. Now one of our units does route there. It's the unit of Auxilia. However, it's not too bad. We're still going to be able to search for the rest of them. Actually, one of our units of early legionaries is also routed as well. But we charge our general in, pull him back out, and we're going to charge him in again. The enemy general is actually taking a while to die. It's a little bit annoying. It's like, come on, hurry up and die already. I need to go do other stuff. I can't waste all my time sitting here attacking you. But I just basically rinse and repeat, keep charging into the unit until eventually the enemy general routes, and I believe, I don't recall if he gets away. Nope, he doesn't. He dies. There we go. So enemy general dies, and then at this point, I'm like, okay, now we got our last 2 units here. We're going to go ahead and send them in. We're going to send the infantry around to block the enemy retreat out of the breach, because we want to massacre them as much as possible. And 1 unit starts routing, 2 units, 3 units, 4 units, 5 units, 6 units, all the units. Their entire, as soon as that 1 unit routed, they just all dropped, and I just thought that was really awesome. So we send the infantry in here to try and catch them. Unfortunately, they actually routed a little too soon. I didn't want them to route that soon. I wanted to have our infantry in place to run them down. But yeah, either way, they route. But we cut down a lot of them on their way out. So pretty good victory there. Now, meanwhile, we get attacked in this little battle here. And I actually just auto-resolved this. I was like, this looks like it'll be fine. So yeah, I actually auto-resolved it, and it worked out just fine. Meantime, we're going to be covering a little bit, I believe, over on, I don't recall if it's going to be over on Sicily, or yes, here we go. So we chased that fleet away, or we killed that rebel fleet, and then we're going to be taking this decent-sized army here, landing it on Sicily to capture this last settlement on Sicily from the Scipii. So the idea here was try again, just the Scipii are almost finished, completely wiped out from Sicily, so we're going to do that, as well as we're sending that army around there to try and capture that Brudii city, because again, even though I'm basically setting up to be able to launch assaults and capture more than the 4 settlements I require. Like, technically I only need 4 settlements, but I kind of decided, like, well, it's better if, hey, if I can have several settlements ready, if I fail to capture one of them, I'll still be able to, like, in the next 2 or 3 turns, or actually probably more like within the next 5 turns, I'll still be able to actually achieve victory and by capturing the last 4 required provinces. So yeah, this is the army that we're rallying up for our fleet to send to Ireland. Again, this was kind of my plan, my backup plan. If one of the other settlements ends up putting up a harder fight and I'm not able to capture it, I'll have an army already en route to capture that. Meanwhile, we also are going to lay siege to this Britain settlement here, because again, same idea. We're going to besiege this and prepare the assault. Of course, they've got a decent-sized army inside, but I'm confident I'd be able to take it. We got quite a few legionnaires there. And then, of course, we also have the Scipii in North Africa, which we're also going to besiege and kind of get ready so that we could actually launch the assault and capture it. However, we are, of course, not going to, it's going to take several turns. All these sieges are going to take a couple turns for us to actually get in. We are drawing to the close of this episode, but we do have a few more things to cover. As you see, I'm just trying to choose out like what combination of things I want to try and get it done as quickly as possible, because I ideally don't want it to take more than 2 turns. And I also was using saps because I was kind of thinking if that's one of the ones we end up capturing, I would be very curious to actually get to use saps, because so far through the entire campaign we've never actually used saps in any of our sieges. And again, that's an interesting thing in the game. I believe Rome is the only game that has it, at least to my knowledge it's the only one, so I thought it would be interesting to kind of showcase that as at least one time before we finish off the campaign. And here, as you saw, we're just kind of cleaning house, I would call it, just getting rid of some of the Brudii and stuff. Though I do a really stupid move here, and I send Well, not this, but okay, well, that comes in most. So here I'm sending some more of our elite units over to this larger army. I was counting how many slots I had available in this army. So we're going to be sending a lot of guys over to this army to basically bolster it up to better strength. And then I do something really stupid. And I send that lone general. I think I send one more unit of cavalry. Because, yeah, I end up sending one more unit of cavalry because I'm kind of like, well, the infantry is more valuable in a siege than the cavalry are, so I'd rather have the cavalry. Oh, no. I don't remember. I thought I sent cavalry. Either way, that's all the time we have for this episode. Yeah, that's the really dumb move. I moved my general down, which is really stupid, which you'll see next episode. But that's all the time we have for this episode, and I do have a special announcement. We're going to be doing a special 2-video upload this Saturday for the end of the series. So yeah, as you guys can probably guess, the series is coming to a close. Not the series of, I keep saying series, I don't mean to. I mean this portion, the Rome Total War portion. So we're getting ready to finish up with Rome Total War, and we're gonna have 2 videos because I want to go ahead and get it done this week. I want to go ahead and have all the videos out this week, and I'll explain why in the final video. But thank you all for watching, and as always, till next time.